Sue Moroney.
Well, thank you, Mr Chairman. I was very interested in the Minister's contribution a short time ago on this part of the bill, because she did say that she was going to address the questions that had been raised by the opposition speakers, but she declined to actually answer the fundamental question that I had posed earlier about seeking an absolute assurance from the Minister in the Chair that we would be able to compare estimates from year to year by comparing apples with apples, even though we were changing the way that those estimates were going to be brought down by this part of the Act. I still would like to hear an assurance from the Minister and the Chair about that issue, because I think that's fundamentally important. It is worrying to me and of some concern that we have members in the House from the government who are here and who sit on the Finance and Expenditure Committee but don't seem interested in taking a call in the debate around how we are amending the Public Finance Act. I think, I really did expect that we would hear from them getting up to defend these amendments and these changes, but nothing thus far. Hopefully that will change quite soon, Mr Chairman. Mr Chairman, the part that I want to address of the amendments in Part 2 of this Act, where the Public Finance Act has been amended, is the part that refers to the frequency of statements of intent from various departments coming forward. Because I happen to have actually a copy of a statement of intent so that people can understand what sort of document we're talking about. This one's actually from the Accident Compensation Corporation. Happen to have it with me in the House, just perusing it for the vote estimates that we'll be looking at hopefully sometime tomorrow in our Select Committee, of course meeting outside of the hours of urgency, as is right and proper. But they are documents that do actually inform the government and therefore the public on what the department, in this case the corporation of the Accident Compensation Corporation, what their priorities are for the forthcoming year. And the amendment that this bill brings forward is actually to, where there's been an annual requirement for that, to move that to just a 3-yearly requirement. And I note that the Select Committee was concerned about that and quite rightly raised issues around if we move to just a 3-yearly requirement of statements of intent, what does that mean for incoming governments? And I think we on this side of the House have a particular interest in this because we do intend to be the next incoming government, and if statements of intent were there and were binding for 3 years, then an incoming government and an incoming minister that may actually curtail their ability to implement policy that they've been elected on. It might curtail their ability to actually have a quick amendment to things that they didn't approve of, that was in, for example, the Accident Compensation Corporation Statement of Intent, or any of the other departments. And so the Select Committee quite rightly raised that and did come to an amendment of the amendment, if you like, to say that, to give the Minister the right to require a statement of intent that was brought in between that 3-yearly requirement. And I think that is right and proper, because there may well be, it might not even be just a change in government, it actually might be a change in minister who comes forward from within the same government. And haven't we seen that, where ministers have, maybe slightly different priorities that they want to promote? And this would give that minister the ability to actually require the department or the corporation to respond to that by coming out with a new statement of intent. Mr Chair, I do want to learn a little more about why, if we've got a government in place who claims to be wanting to improve state sector performance, and they want to give the impression that they are really sitting tightly on the state sector and requiring them to perform, why it is that a government of that nature, wanting to portray themselves as being tough on the public service, actually is relaxing the requirement for annual statements of intent. Because to me it doesn't actually seem to fit with the rhetoric of this government about sitting on the state sector, requiring targets and performances while they're changing this.
I call the Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And again, I won't take too much of your time, but I will take the opportunity.
I'm sure you'll take